My name is Leela and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to cook and carve a turkey. So the first thing that we need to do before we start preparing our turkey is to turn the oven on to 325 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we will start preparing our turkey. Okay, so here we have our whole, fresh, young 14.5-pound turkey. And what we need to do first, usually when you get them in the grocery store, they come like this. So what we need to do first is to remove the netting and the bag. And you just use some kitchen scissors and just cut right through that. And you want to take it off the turkey, and then we can start preparing it. Okay, now once you remove your package from the turkey, it will probably come looking kind of like that. And these little wings, they just kind of flop out like that, and that's fine. And now what you want to do is you want to, some of them come with this little metal hook here. You want to just lift that up and pull out the turkey legs. And what you'll see in here is it'll expose the cavity, and you want to go ahead and pull the neck, which is usually placed inside the cavity. And you could either keep this for a soup stock or future use, or you can just do what I do, and which is toss it in the trash. Now your package also comes with giblets. Now the giblets can be anywhere. These giblets were actually just tucked into the packaging, so they came out when I opened up the package. But make sure you take these out of your bird. If they're not in the package, they'll be either in there or they may be in the neck part. So just make sure you get the giblets and the neck out of your turkey. Okay, now once you have your giblets and neck out of the turkey, what we're going to do is we're going to rinse it under cold water. Make sure your water is cold. You do not want to use hot or even warm water for this. And what we're going to do is just rinse it off. And then just kind of drain it out. And then we want to pat it dry with paper towels, because we want to make sure that it's all dried off. And you want to make sure the inside is dried too. So just kind of like use your paper towel and pat the entire turkey until it is dry. Okay, now that my turkey has completely been patted dry, what I did next was I put it on a rack that is on top of a roasting pan. This is how I roast my turkey. And I line everything with foil. It just makes it easier for the cleanup. And the other thing that I did was, in the wing tips, they're like this when you get the turkey. I pulled them back and put them under the turkey, because sometimes when they're above the turkey they tend to burn, so I like mine tucked underneath. So now that everything is prepared for the turkey, I'm going to just stuff a few flavoring ingredients inside the cavity, and I'm going to butter the top. And actually, I'm going to put some butter inside. If you move your hand through here, you can actually pull the skin away from the meat, just like that. And I like to put butter inside here. It just gives the meat some extra flavor. So I just remove the skin, just kind of wiggle your hand through. You can feel it as it separates from the meat. And this makes a great way to flavor the meat that is inside the breast area. So now I'll go ahead and get my ingredients. Okay, now here is my turkey cavity, and what I'm going to do is put the ingredients inside. I'm going to start with the celery since it's the longest, and then just the fresh herbs, stuff them in there just like that. And then we can go ahead and put the onion in, and you want to push it all the way back in there because we got to fit everything. And then the carrots, just like that. Now, Once everything is in my turkey, I will go ahead and put the legs back into this little clip here, which makes it so much easier. Otherwise, we would have to truss the turkey. And trussing is quite easy as well. But if you don't feel like trussing the turkey, you could actually simply tie the legs together with a piece of twine. So there's my turkey. And now the next thing I want to do is add the buttered coating to it. Now what I've done here is I've just melted about 2 sticks of butter, and I've added just some poultry seasoning, which is basically a mix of rosemary, thyme, sage, and marjoram. And I just mixed that into the melted butter, and then I also added some salt and pepper. And that is what is going to go on the outside of our turkey and also baste our turkey. Now I have my melted butter mixture, and what I'm going to do is just put a little bit into my hand and then kind of lift up the skin and push this all around inside the breast of the turkey. And that is what's going to flavor the breast meat and make it nice and moist. Now that the inside is done, we're going to go ahead and do the outside. And again, just using your hands, you have to use your hands here, and make sure the little thermometer there doesn't pop out. And just coat the entire turkey with the butter herb mixture. Once you're done coating your turkey, what you want to do is put it into the oven. It should be preheated to 325 degrees. And we just want to cook it for about 3.5 to 4 hours. Now what I like to do is I like to baste mine every half hour with this butter herb mixture. It gives it a nice crispy skin on top. Looks like it's ready to go into the oven. And just one more thing, actually, before it goes into the oven, we are going to put a cup of chicken broth. What we want to do here is just pour this cup of chicken broth into the bottom of the pan, and that way it'll keep it nice and keep the moisture running through the bird. So go ahead and put the chicken broth in there, and then you can take it to your oven. Okay, now that it has been about 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take out my turkey and just baste it. So, that looks delicious. My turkey. It smells delicious is what it is. Okay, now basting is quite simple. You just need a little brush, a basting brush, which you can get at any store, and just kind of dip it into your butter mixture, and it'll melt as you baste your turkey, and that is fine. That's what we want. We just want it to get covered and covered in butter. And then you just want to return it to the oven, and then wait another 30 minutes and then baste it again. Now it's been about 3 hours and our turkey thermometer popped up. And what I did as well is I took the internal temperature in the thickest part of the thigh to make sure that it was at least 165 degrees. I also took an additional temperature within the breast as well, just to be certain that our turkey is fully cooked. So now that we have our fully cooked turkey, we do need to wait a while until we carve it, at least 20 minutes, if not an hour, because what will happen is if we try to carve it now, it will be so hot we will end up burning and scorching our hands. So we're just going to let it rest for a while, and then we are going to come back and carve our turkey.